Welcome to SS2K channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button and hit all so that you will be notified regarding the latest update. The content of this video is taken from available sources such as but not limited to the internet, and the author of this video does not represent any person or organization which will be presented. This is presented for educational purposes only, and yours truly do not claim the ownership of the content. The topic that will be discussed in the short video presentation, ladies and gentlemen, is about psychological theories of crime, a topic under the subject theories and causation of crime. And as usual, I will present the topic in Q&A form with rationalization. So let us proceed to question number 1. It refers to a group of theories which express that criminal behavior was the product of unconscious forces operating within a person's mind. Okay? Letter A, biological theories. Letter B, classical theories. Letter C, psychological theories. Delta, sociological theories. And echo, developmental theories. Okay? And the answer for this question, ladies and gentlemen, is Charlie. That is psychological theories. Okay? Theories which explains that a person commit crime during the time that the person is unconscious. Meaning, pagka gumagawa ng krimen ng isang tao, siya daw po ay unconscious. Ayon dito sa psychological theories, study of mind in operation, no? Yan. The psychological theories express that criminal behavior was a product of unconscious forces operating within a person's mind. Conflicts occur at various psychosexual stages of development might impact an individual's ability to operate normally as an adult, and that if aggressive impulse is not controlled or is repressed to an unusual degree, some aggression can leak out of the unconscious and a person can engage in random acts of violence. Yan. No, yun po yung psychological theories. Yan, pwede pong madamage during the psychosexual stages ayon dito sa psychological theory. No? Yan. Biological theories claim that the body physics have a connection to the crime, no? And then classical theories claims that a person have a free will whether he will commit crime or not. Then sociological theories claims that a person commit crime because of its environmental factors. And okay, so let us proceed to question number 2. A theory which was introduced by Gabriel Tarde, believing that people learn from one another through simulation. Letter A, theory of imitation. Letter B, psychodynamic theory. Letter C, psychoanalytical theory. And Delta, behavioral theory. And the answer for this question, ladies and gentlemen, is Alpha. That is a theory of imitation, okay, which states that if one person commit crime and that person becomes successful, then other people will imitate him or her, no? Sa mga bata naman, kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga matatanda, ito po ay kanilang ginagaya. That is imitation. Diba? Yan. So, Gabriel Tarde in 1843 to 1904 believed that people learn from one another through the process of imitation. Okay? Yan. Psychodynamic theory is also known as the psychoanalytical theory of psychology. It was originated by Viennese psychiatrist Simon Freud in 1856 to 1939, or siya po yung father of psychoanalysis na tinatawag, and has still considered as one of the prominent theories in psychology. This holds that human personality is controlled by unconscious mental processes developed in early childhood. It argues that human personality contains three major components, namely the id, ego, and superego. Yan. So yun po yung sabi niya, no? Na yung human mind is composed of three components. Yung pong id, ego, and superego. Okay? So question number 3 is a follow-up question to psychoanalytic theory, you know? Based from the psychoanalytical or psychodynamic theory by Sigmund Freud, it holds that human personality is controlled by unconscious mental processes developed in early childhood, which is composed of three components of the brain. The component which is responsible for dictating the needs and desire is the letter A, id, letter B, ego, letter C, superego, and delta is conscience. No? And the answer for this question is alpha, that is id. According to the psychodynamic or psychoanalytical theory by Sigmund Freud, id dictates the needs and the desire. It operates under the pleasure principle. Kaya yung pleasure principle, I want what I want when I want it. Sabi nga, no? The ego evaluates the reality of position of these two extremes. Okay? The ego is considered as the reality principle. If these three components are properly balanced, the individual can lead a normal life. But if one aspect of the personality governs at the expense of the others, then the individual exhibit abnormal personality traits. Okay? For example, upon entering the room, you find out that there is a wallet full of money. If you will take the wallet and will not tell anyone that it's you who found it, your conscience, one of the parts of your superego, the morality principle, is not working because it didn't intervene your id or the pleasure principle, and did not tell your ego or the reality principle that the wallet is not yours. Okay, so why take it? Yan. No? So hindi gumana yung konsensya mo kung kinuha mo yung hindi mo pagmamay-ari. Okay, yan. So ang nangibabaw yung pong id. Ayan. So superego counteracts the id by fostering feelings of morality. So yung superego, yung po yung morality principle, which is divided into two, yung pong konsensya and yung ego ideals. Okay, yan. So tatandaan, no? Yung pong id, yung po yung pleasure principle, no? Yung pong ego, yung po yung reality principle. Then yung pong superego, yung po yung inyong morality principle, yung conscience ninyo. Okay? Yan, ibig sabihin kapag ikaw po ay gumawa ng masama, hindi po nag-function ang iyo pong super ego. Pagka naman wala kang kasalanan pero ikaw ay nakokonsensya, masyadong gumagana ang iyong super ego. Yan, so lahat na lang ng gagawin mo, sasabihin mo, Allah. Yan, so yun po, no? Super ego po yan, no? Okay, so let us proceed to question number 4. Which of the following was originally created by John B. Watson and popularized by Baruch Frederick Skinner, commonly known as B.F. Skinner, wherein they do not agree that behavior is controlled by unconscious mental processes determined by parental relationship developed in early childhood as what Freud believed. It maintains that human actions are developed through learning experience, that behavior is learned when it is rewarded and extinguished by negative reactions or punishment. Okay? So, hindi po sila naniniwala doon po sa haka-haka naman ni Sigmund Freud, no, na yung pong ating behavior ay dahil po sa unconscious mental process ng isang tao na nade-develop habang tayo po ay bata pa, no? So, sabi nila, ang behavior ay natututunan. Okay, yan. Okay? So, anong theory kaya ito? Letter A, behavioral theory. Letter B, social learning theory. And letter C, cognitive theory. And delta is moral development theory. And the answer for this question is alpha. That is behavioral theory. No? Yan. So, ano nga ba yung behavioral theory? No? Yan. So, yun nga nasa tanong, it was introduced by John B. Watson but it was popularized by B.F. Skinner or Baruch Frederick Skinner, wherein they do not believe that the behavior is product or controlled by unconscious mental process determined by parental relationship developed in early childhood. No? Yan. They believe that the behavior is developed through learning experience. Okay? Yun po yung sinasabi dito sa behavioral theory. No? Yan. So, sabi pa, it focus on a particular stimuli and how people respond towards that stimulus or stimuli. It maintains that human actions are developed through learning experiences. That behavior is learned when it is rewarded and extinguished by negative reaction or punishment. Okay, so yun po yung sinasabi ng behavioral theory, no? That behavior is not product of our unconscious mental process, but it is more product of environmental process called as learning experience. Okay? Yan. So, next question. Question number 5. He is a Canadian psychologist who argued that people are not actually born with the ability to act violently, but that they learn to be aggressive through their life experiences. Okay? Letter A, Albert Bandura. Letter B, John B. Watson. Letter C, Baruch Frederick Skinner. And delta is Jean Piaget. Okay? And the answer for this question is no other than Albert Bandura when they introduced the social learning theory. Okay? Yan. So, John B. Watson introduced behavioral theory and believed that behavior is learned when it is rewarded. No? Yan. So, learning din pero may reward at saka may punishment nga lang. No? Yan. Then, Baruch Frederick Skinner or B.F. Skinner, they worked together with John B. Watson. Then, Jean Piaget, he introduced the cognitive theory. Yan. So, ano ba yung social learning theory by Albert Bandura? No? Social learning is a branch of behavior theory most relevant to criminology. Kaya kung titingnan nyo, halos parehas po yung kanyang definition. Ang pagkakaiba lang yan, no? Yung pong behavioral theory, ladies and gentlemen, may dagdag lang pong reward and punishment. Okay? Yan. Social learning theory was developed by Albert Bandura in 1973. No? A psychologist who argued that people are not actually born with the ability to act violently, but they learn to be aggressive through their life experiences. The experiences include personality, observing others, acting aggressively to achieve some goal, or watching people being rewarded for violent acts on television or in movies. Bandura claimed that people learn to act aggressively when, as children, they model their behavior after violent acts of adults. Yan. So, pinagsama-sama na ito na imitation at saka behavioral theory. No? Yung kay Albert Bandura at tinawag niya na social learning. Meaning to say, natututunan po yung pong behavior sa society, kung ano ang napapanood, no, kung ano ang nakikita. Yan. For example, the boy who sees his father repeatedly strike his mother with impunity is the one most likely to grow up to become a battering parent and husband. That is according to the book of Siegel. No? Yan. So, next question tayo. Question number 6. Based from social learning theory of Albert Bandura, the following are principal sources where aggressive acts are usually modeled except one. Okay? So, dito daw na imo-model. Okay? Yung pong natututunang paggawa ng masama except one. Letter A, family members. Letter B, environmental experiences. Letter C, mass media. And delta, genetic influences. And the answer for this question is delta. Okay? So usually ang mga tao ay natututo mula sa family members, kung kaya nakakagawa ng krimen, o kaya environmental experiences and mass media, no? Yan. So social learning in violence. Bandura in 1973 believed that violence was something learned through a process called behavior modeling. Aggressive acts usually modeled after 3 principal factors. The family members. Bandura reports that family life showing children who use aggressive tactics have parents who use similar behaviors when dealing with others. Environmental experiences. People who reside in areas where violence is a daily occurrence are more likely to act violently than those who dwell in low-crime areas whose norm is stress conventional behavior. At na-observe naman natin ito, no? Yan. Na kung saan, kung yung isang lugar ay mga siga yung tao, syempre, at doon lumaki yung bata, mas malaki yung tsansa na yan po ay lalaki na siga din, no? Yan. So, yun po yung social learning, no? Learn by a model. Okay, merong modelo, may sinusundan na modelo. Kaya nga social learning, no? And mass media. Films and television shows commonly depict violence graphically. Moreover, violence is often portrayed as an acceptable behavior, especially for heroes who never have to face legal consequences for their actions. Sa mga napapanood naman, no, mass media. Di lalo na ngayon, hindi lang sa television, meron pang Facebook, Twitter, no, YouTube at marami pang iba. So ito po ay nakakaapekto at nagiging modelo daw ng mga tao na gumagawa ng krimen. Okay? Yun ay ayon sa social learning theory. Okay? Take note that social learning theory, a criminal behavior can be learned through modeling. Tandaan po yun, no? Yan. And question number 7. In this theory, the theorists hypothesize that child's reasoning process develop in an orderly manner, beginning at birth and continuing until age 12 and older. Okay? Letter A, cognitive theory. Letter B, moral development theory. Letter C, intergenerational transmission theory. And delta is alternative theory. And the answer for this question is alpha. That is cognitive theory. No? Ano ba yung cognitive theory? Cognitive theory is a branch of psychology that studies the perception of reality and mental process required to understand the world we live. It focuses on mental processes, the way people perceive and mentally represent the world around them. Adolescents who use information properly, who are better conditioned to make reasoned judgment, and who can make quick and reasoned decisions when facing emotion-laden are the ones that can avoid antisocial behavior choices. Cognitive perspective contains several subgroups. The moral and intellectual development branch, which concerned how people morally represent and reason about the world, no? Jean Piaget in 1896 to 1980, a Swiss psychologist who was the first to make a systematic study of acquisition of understanding in children based on his cognitive development theory. He hypothesized that child reasoning processes develop in an orderly manner beginning at birth and continuing until age 12 and older as it has 4 stages. So yun po yung sabi ni Jean Piaget sa kanyang cognitive theory na sinasabi na yung pong ating cognitive means reasoning, ano, or mental process na kung saan nakapile yung pong ating mga memorya, no? Yan, naka-arrange kumbaga. Okay, yan. Na nade-develop mula nung tayo ay bata hanggang paglaki. Okay? Yung maganda ang pagka-file nung pong ating memory, yan, can make better judgment. Okay? And quick and reasonable decision, sabi nga ni Jean Piaget. No? Pero pagka magulo ang ating pinagdaanan nung bata at magulo rin yung pagkakapile ng ating mga memories, then definitely mas malaki yung chance na magkaroon ng anti-social behavior. Okay? Yan. So, question number 8. Based from moral development theory by Lawrence Kohlberg, who have lower moral orientation or lower in moral judgment than non-criminals. No? Sino daw yung mas mababa yung pong orientation or yung pong moral judgment? Letter A, offenders or criminals. Letter B, law-abiding citizen. Letter C, non-criminals. And Delta, women. And the answer for this question is alpha. Okay? Offenders or criminals. Yan. So, mas mababa daw yung kanilang moralidad. Yan. Okay, madalas sigurong na ririnig nyo kapag sumagot ka sa isang matanda, sasabihin niya parang wala kang pinag-aralan. Di ba? Yan. Kasi nga, sabi dito sa theory na ito, yan, pagka mababa yung pong yung moralidad, din yung mas mataas yung chance na ikaw ay makakumit ng crime, no? Lawrence Kohlberg expanded Piaget's theory of cognitive development and applied the concept of development stages to issues in criminology. His theory of moral development, no? Moral development theory, napapaloob po ito, no? Moral development theory was dependent on thinking of the former or si Piaget and the American philosopher John Dewey. He suggested, no, or Kohlberg suggested that people travel through stages of moral development and that it is possible that serious offenders have a moral orientation that is different from law-abiding citizens. He and his associates found out that criminals were found to be lower in their moral judgment development than non-criminals of the same social background. So, hindi gaanong na-develop yung kanilang moralidad. Sabi nga dito sa moral development theory. In short, pag mas mataas yung moralidad, then mas maliit yung chance na ikaw ay maging or magkaroon ng anti-social behavior, no? Ganun po yung sinasabi dito sa moral development theory. Yan. Kaya kayo, no, para ma-develop yung pong moralidad, okay, go to churches, no? O kaya yung pong mga activities na makakapagpataas ng morality. Yan, magbasa ng Bible, yan, noon, no? Okay. So, tandaan, ano, sa moral development theory, mas mataas yung pong moralidad, less likely that you will commit crime. Pagka mas mababa yung moralidad, mas mataas yung chance na maging criminal, no? Yun po yung sinasabi dito. Hindi po ako nagsasabi. Ito po ang sabi ng moral development theory. Okay, question number 9. A theory which proposed that criminal and antisocial parents tend to have a delinquent and antisocial children. Letter A, alternative theory. Letter B, Eysenck's conditioning theory. Letter C, intergenerational transmission theory. And delta, differential association reinforcement theory. And the answer for this question is intergenerational transmission theory. Okay, yan. Na sinasabi dito sa intergenerational transmission theory that criminal and antisocial parents tend to have a delinquent and antisocial children. As shown in the classic longitudinal surveys by Joan McCord in Boston and Lee Robbins in St. Louis, the most extensive research in concentration of offending in families was carried out in the Cambridge study in delinquent development. Having a convicted father, mother, brother, or sister predicted a boy's own conviction, and all four relatives were independently important as predictors. Yan, no? Okay? Then, yung pong alternative theory naman, ano ba yung alternative theory na yan? Alternative theory beats the famous sayings that opposite charges attracts. Yan. An alternative theory focus on assortative mating. Female offenders tend to cohabit with or get married to male offenders. In the Domdane study in New Zealand, which is a longitudinal survey of over 1,000 children from age 3, Robert F. Krieger and his colleagues found that sexual partners tended to be similar in self-reported antisocial behavior. Children with two criminal parents are likely to be disproportionately antisocial. No? Dito sa alternative theory, sinasabi dito na kapag yung isang babae ay criminal, then definitely maghahanap din po ito, or antisocial, maghahanap din po ito ng may antisocial behavior na babae. No, pagka yung lalaki antisocial, hahanap ng antisocial din na babae, no? Yan. So there are two main classes of explanation concerning why similar people tend to get married or cohabit or become sexual partners. The first is called social homogamy. Convicted people tend to choose each other as mates because of physical and social proximity. They meet each other in the same schools, neighborhoods, clubs, pubs, and so on. No? Yan. So, yung lalaki at yung babae, nagmi-meet dahil parehas sila na kung saan naroroon. No? Yan. Pagka madalas tumatambay sa isang area, sabi dito sa social homogamy. Okay. Yan. Pero ang tandaan nyo po dito sa alternative theory, no? Yun nga sabi, opposite charges attract. Yung pong lalaki na may antisocial behavior, pag naghanap, ay kadalasang mahanap ay yung babae din na may antisocial behavior. Okay? So, ayon po dito sa alternative theory, hindi po ayon sa akin, ano? Yan. Then, dito naman sa differential association reinforcement, it was introduced by Ernest Burgess and Ronald Akers, combined Bandura social learning and Sutherland theory of differential association to produce the theory of differential association reinforcement. No? This theory suggests that the presence of criminal behavior depends on whether or not it is rewarded or punished. The most meaningful rewards and punishment are those given by groups that are important in an individual's life. The peer group, the family, teachers, school, and so forth. In other words, people respond more readily to the reaction of most significant people in their life. If criminal behavior elicits more positive reinforcement or reward than punishment, such behavior will persist. Okay, so yun po yung sinasabi dito sa differential association reinforcement, no? Natututunan yung paggawa ng krimen. Subalit, pagka ginawa mo yan, ano ba ang mangyayari? Kapag pinapalakpakan ka ng mga tao na malapit sa'yo, then definitely gagawin at gagawin mo ulit yon. Subalit kung yung mga nagmamahal sa'yo ay hindi ka napapansinin, then definitely hindi mo nagagawin yung krimen, no? So yun po yung sinasabi ng differential association reinforcement, no? Ibig sabihin, natututunan yung paggawa ng krimen, pero depende ito sa reaksyon ng mga taong nagmamahal sa'yo. Okay? Pag ginawa mo yung krimen, ano bang reaksyon nila? Pag matutuwa sila, itutuloy mo yun at gagawin mo yun. Kapag hindi sila matutuwa, then definitely ititigil mo yun. So, ganun po yung sinasabi ng differential association reinforcement. Okay, so question number 10. A theory which emphasize that most important phenomenon to social development takes place after birth of any mammal, and that it is the construction of an emotional bond between the infant and his mother. Letter A, integrated theory. Letter B, Eysenck conditioning theory. Letter C, differential association reinforcement. And delta, maternal deprivation and attachment theory, no? And the answer for this question is delta, that is maternal deprivation and attachment theory. Okay? And in Eysenck conditioning theory, by Hans J. Eysenck, in his theory of conditioning claims that all human personality may be seen in 3 dimensions, such as psychotism, extroversion, and neuroticism. Those score high on measure of psychotism are aggressive, egocentric, and impulsive. Yung pong hindi na nag-iisip minsan kung ano ang gagawin, no? Those whose score high on measures of extroversion are sensation-seeking, dominant, and assertive. Those who score high on measures of neuroticism may be described as having low self-esteem, excessive anxiety, and wide mood swings. And then, yung pong integrated theory, it has been proposed by James Q. Wilson and Richard Herrnstein. They explain predatory street crime by showing how human nature develops from interplay of psychological, biological, and social factors. So, sabi nila dito, 3 ang dahilan kung bakit ang isang tao ay nakakagawa ng krimen. Psychological, no? Sa utak. Biological, yung body physics, at saka yung pong environmental or social factors. The main concept of this theory is interaction of genes with the environment, that individuals form the kind of personality likely to commit crimes. According to Wilson and Herrnstein, the factors that made a person to commit crimes are IQ, body build, genetic makeup, impulsiveness, ability to delay gratification, aggressiveness, and even drinking and smoking habits of pregnant mothers. At yung pong sagot diyan sa tanong, no? Yung pong delta, yung pong maternal deprivation and attachment theory. Okay? Sinasabi dito na yung isang bata ay dapat magsimula yung affection nung siya po ay ipinanganak. Okay? Kapag hindi po maganda yung attachment ng bata doon po sa kanyang nanay, indefinitely ay mas mataas yung chance na yung bata na yan ay magkaroon ng anti-social behavior, no? Yun po ang sabi. The maternal deprivation and attachment theory was devised by British psychiatrist Edward John M. Bowlby, who expressed the notion that a child needs warmth and affection from his or her mother, o kaya naman ay a mother substitute. Bowlby emphasized that most important phenomenon to social development takes place after birth of any mammal, and that is the construction of an emotional bond between the infant and his mother. When a child is separated from a mother or is rejected by her, anxious attachment results. Anxious attachment affects the capacity to be affectionate and to develop intimate relationship with others. Habitual criminals, it is claimed, typically have an ability to form bonds of affection. Yan. So, tandaan po yan, no? Kapag hindi na po maganda yung pong affection mula nung bata, then definitely, mas mataas yung chance na yung pong tao na yan ay magkaroon po ng antisocial behavior. Okay? Yan. So, kailangan po nung pong nagbabaga na affection ng isang nanay doon po sa kanyang anak. Okay? So, I hope that you have learned something from this short video presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching and listening. God bless you all.